We're talking to Pastor J.D.Roberts. He probably has some thoughts, you can think.
Oh, wait. Hello. Welcome
Hey,
back.
hey.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Knowledge is Power podcast. And I guess who we have here today? Miss LaDonna Sherwood Haley. She's back from her.
Hey. Welcome back, ma'am.
From her.
I'm not
I don't know where
technically back, but I'm available for a few minutes.
Yeah, she's been out and on vacation, and she's back. So, what's been going on this week? And what's going on in this little news? Or anything's happening that we need to pass on?
Well, currently the NAACP is working on getting some transparency for the gentleman that was in Beaumont PD custody that's now paralyzed. So that's some exciting news that's happening, and hopefully we'll be able to soon get that videotape and see what actually happened and things of that nature. Outside of that, outside of that, locally in the community, of course, it's summer. So the kids are moving around, and hopefully the parents are able to facilitate something for their kids to do. I'm not really certain about the camps that they had going on due to COVID and all the COVID changes and restrictions. But I know parents pretty much had their kids all of 2020. So
yeah, that's about right. Also, we got we're going to be having a bus. Hopefully, they can fill the bus to go to Austin on Thursday morning.
Tell us about that.
Well, I'm looking it up now. It was passed on to me.
What a
bus going to Austin to walk in protest of the voting rights bill.
Oh, okay.
And they're trying to get at least 40 people on the bus.
Now who's heading that up?
I think now don't get me wrong, I'm looking for my emails here. The Beaumont NAACP,
all right,
and a few the Black Caucus, the Golden Triangle Black Democrats also is trying to get that going on. Also, we have save your date for a golf tournament is going to be the first annual Lafayette Spivey Junior Youth Golf Tournament. If you would like to register, it's begin getting your teams together, and it's a 4-man team for $260. That's going to be on October the 9th. So that's a few months.
Where's it at?
It doesn't say. I think in Terra Park.
I might have to get me a golf team together.
Yeah, so that's going on as well. So tonight we've got our guest tonight, Pastor J.D.Roberts. He's going to be joining us. He's the founder of Save the Children, and we like to bring him on here in a minute, but we want to make sure that we cover all our basics, everything's going on, and give a big shout out to Terry Preston Roy. Good evening. Hello, yo. Good to have you, Mr. Roy. And we'd like to also let you know that we're going to have the Knowledge of Power podcast, going to have a spinoff show that's going to begin hopefully in mid-August. So stay tuned for that. And it's going to be very exciting.
Let's tell them about Knowledge is Power podcast live, Tony.
Yeah, well, let's do that while we're going. I'm going too fast, am I? Okay, there we go. Wait a minute. Did I have it? No. Wrong one. Okay. There we go. All right.
There it is.
Knowledge is Power podcast live is a platform to share important information by educating Southeast Texas African American communities with valuable information on health, education, finances, politics, and business. We pride ourselves on keeping our hand on the pulse of this community, making sure you are aware of what's going on in and around the Golden Triangle. And where can they find us, Tony?
They can find us where you can find us. You can find us on our favorite platforms. That's going to be Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Apple iTunes. And quite a few more that Twitch and another more we have. We're all over the place on all the platforms. So Podbean, man. Oh, we got so many. So you guys, you can find us anywhere, anytime, any place on social media. Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. And also, if you like to, please drop us a line. Please drop us a comment if you want to interact with us on our podcast. We're gonna have a new platform, hopefully the next 3 to 4 weeks, where we are able to uh, do phone calls, listen to your phone comments. We call an audio hookup, so that you have questions. We can post, not only post it, but can hear you as you speak and ask those questions. So we want to have everybody involved in our show. We have right now, right at 47,000 listeners a week. So we like to have that. We like to keep you informed what's going on in the Southeast Texas. And I guess in about 30 minutes and 30 seconds, we're gonna come right back right after our intro. Welcome to Knowledge is Power Podcast Live with your host, Tony Redford, and my co-hosts, LaDonna Sherwood and Francis Lawkins.
Knowledge is Power Podcast Live starts now.
Hello. We're back, and we're our guest. He's disappeared on us.
I'm right here, buddy.
There we go. All right.
I'm working, man. I'm working.
All right. Pastor
my wife got me
J.D.
doing stuff, buddy. So,
all right.
A happy wife is a happy house.
All right. Pastor J.D. Roberts. Y'all call him Pastor J.D. Roberts. I know about PeeWee. I'm gonna call him PeeWee. His brother call him PeeWee. I'm gonna call him PeeWee.
You can do what you do, Tony.
Reverend Pastor J.D. Roberts is here with us. He's the founder of Save the Children here.
Save Our Children.
Save Our Children. Yeah, I'm doing it wrong.
Right, Save Our Children. The children is a particular child.
Save Our Children.
Our children is all children.
That's right. Save the whole, all of them, a whole child.
Above,
yeah,
brother, all of the above.
Yes, and also we JD, just tell us a little bit about Save Our Children. How did it started, and when did you start that? Oh, by the way, do you know my co-host is with me, LaDonna Sherwood and Francis Larkin?
Well, LaDonna Sherwood is under my students right now. She's one of my pet peeves that I've been working with now for about the last 2 years, and I've watched how she's grown so much and doing what she's doing, and I'm going to continue to pop the whip on her until she get to where she knows she needs to be. Because right now she just been chilling on me. But Tony, I started this in 2000. I started Save Our Children in 2000. I went on and became a 501c3 in 2003. That was a need that I saw when I got back in town, that people were talking at our children instead of talking to our children. And whenever you talk at something, you go get something thrown back at you. And that's basically what I observed. So I decided I was going to do something different than what they were doing, which is bringing everybody to say, look, it takes a whole village to raise a child. And if it takes a whole village to raise a child, then what we have to do is eliminate the color factor, to where the color of the skin don't mean nothing to me. It's the character of the person. So in order for us to have our children to act right, we have to try to establish a platform to where they know that their character means something as well. And through all that came Save Our Children.
So can I ask, how do you get to that mission? Like, what are your goals and some of the things you have put forth in efforts to get to that mission?
That's a good question. I think one of the greatest things we've done, if we've interacted with different cultures, the culture shock shouldn't be a shock when you're a small town like Beaumont. But with the growth of Beaumont, what we've done is in the last 25 years is made a total difference in how people look at one another. I think that when a person claims that somebody is racist, they need to look in the mirror. Because if you're charging somebody up because of the color of the skin, it's going to be easy for you to recognize what racism you have within yourself. And that's the barriers that we're trying to break down right now, that everybody bleeds red and everybody has a conscience. Everybody has a say-so in this matter. And what we try to do is make our young people see that their lives do matter.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us, JD, about the upcoming event with the Know Your County Courthouse and everything that's going to happen, and maybe give us a little breakdown of, what are the kids going to get to experience at the Know Your County Courthouse?
Well, Know Your County Courthouse, when I first came up with that, it was myself and two judges, which are gone to be with the Lord now, Judge Lupe Flores and Judge John Paul Davis. The courts at the time were sending young men and young ladies to my organization for mentoring and counseling. That was a way that they wouldn't have to go to jail, or they didn't have to be on probation, so to speak, for a long time. Let me give you an example. Young man comes up to in front of Judge John Stevens. You look at his record. His record is not sketchy. He don't have a lot of things in his youth days, but he's 17 now, which now he's an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And things are going bad for him, and Judge would lay there and ask me to talk to him. Upon talking to that individual, I'll then go back to the judge and tell the judge what I feel that young man or young lady needs to make them a better citizen. And then what the judge would do would give them to me for my counseling session with my program When I Change.
Okay.
My program of When I Change is very easy for someone to read, but it's very difficult to understand when you're a mother or a father, because they want the child to be like them. Our children ain't molded to be exactly like you or deal with what you want. So the idea of When I Change is very simple. There's a motto that they would have to learn in the 6 weeks that they come to me for counseling. It goes like this: when I change my thinking, I change my beliefs. When I change my beliefs, I change my expectations. When I change my expectations, I change my attitude. When I change my attitude, I have a form of gratitude. And when I have a form of gratitude, I can then change my behavior. And when I change my behavior, I change my performance. And when I change my performance, I change my life. And then and only then, truly, I can impact others. So that's the SOC Counseling Center motto. And that's
Okay.
what I live by today with these young people, to let them know that it ain't about when the mother changed, when the daddy changed, when the grandma and grandma, because they ain't changing. Tony ain't changing for nobody. He's too
Oh,
old to change. Am I right, Tony? So
so
Tony's son or Tony's daughter or Tony's nephew or Tony, they got to change. They got to change in a way to have Tony to understand who they are and what they're trying to do. That's when you have the communication. And that's what we need. So with Know Your County Courthouse, the kids have an opportunity to visit the courthouse from the basement to the 8th floor. We break them up into groups, and by breaking them up into groups, we give them the right to go to every section of the courthouse. Did you know the courthouse have 257 jobs? People don't know that, but there are 257 jobs a person can have or get involved in at the county courthouse. So what we do is we teach them, we drill into them that you have to earn to learn, And when you learn, you can earn. And that's where
Mm-hmm.
the door prizes come into play. I've purchased roughly about, give or take, about $10,000, $11,000 worth of door prizes. From laptops to Chromes to TVs to bicycles, all of the above, and school supplies. We have plenty of school supplies. But again, there's a thing. I have a bullhorn and I ask the kids 3 times to be quiet. If they don't be quiet, or if it's 1 or 2 kids that really don't want to pay attention or do the right thing, they will be expelled from the activities of the door prizes. So it works hand in hand. What I want them to leave there is knowing something about the courthouse and not just coming for the door prizes.
Now, will
So
they have? I have an opportunity to meet any of the officials, any of the judges. Tell us
all of
about
the
that.
above. The courthouse on that particular day is SOC's day. That's what the commissioners call it, is SOC day,
Okay.
which means that every part of the courthouse is opened to us to tour.
Okay.
And some of the departments, for an example, the tax office, which is at first it used to be the district clerk's office, but the tax office just done blew them out the water because they are organized, waiting on kids, anxious to come get the kids, come get the groups. It's just an amazing thing to see how we can bind together to show every kid, black kid, white kid, Hispanic kid, Vietnamese kid, don't matter, all of them have the opportunity to learn what really goes on at Jefferson County Courthouse. And I'm so thankful to the fact
Mm-hmm.
of I've been able to go from just 11 young men to we've had as many as 748 kids at one
Wow.
time at the courthouse.
I'm glad you mentioned that, JD. I've got a question. Is there any fees involved? Do parents need to,
No,
Yeah.
how can they
no
register?
fee.
And are there any, what is the registration like? And how
Very
soon
simple.
or
We
late
we
can you
make
register?
it we've made it very simple to where not only do the pre-registers get t-shirts, but we've made it to where they can email the name, the age, the birth date, and the phone information, and we will fill out the form for them.
Mm.
And when they come to pre-register, the parent just needs to sign. By
I
the
see
way,
that it.
let me say this because I
Uh-huh.
don't want no parent to think this is a drop-off sensation. No, you're not dropping off the kids. You coming and bringing your kid inside and signing. And if you are not the parent, then you need to show us some form of ID that we will write your driver's license down or your social security or number down, whatever kind of information you show us to make sure that you are the guardian or the parent of that child.
Say
Because
that again, JD. Say it,
see,
say it slow.
once they drop that kid off to us, that we are responsible. I take it to heart about being responsible for your children.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm saying is, ma'am or sir, don't think you go curb drop that kid and drive off. It ain't happening. I'm going to have people outside, even if it's raining. I'm going to have people right at the door. And when that child comes, you need to be with them. Now, if the child is 17 or 18, that's a little different. Okay. But the 8 and 9, see, we had that experience before where somebody dropped the 11-year-old kid off, and the 11-year-old kid decided that he didn't want to do what he was dropped off to do. And we spent like about 2 hours looking for the kid, and come to find out the kid was hiding out in the bathroom.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so we don't have that anymore. That's one problem that I dipped in the bud. We will be having people watching to make sure when that parent comes, we know that that child have been dropped off properly, and whoever brings them, they don't have to pick them up, but whoever do pick them up has to have some ID.
Well, I see that your flyer says limited seating. Do you know how many are registered at this time? Because your event is happening this Wednesday.
Right.
Do you
I
still have
don't,
space?
as of right now, we do not know, because what happens is sometimes, I ain't gonna say all the time, but sometimes people would rather just come and sign up on that date
Okay.
instead of pre-registering. We try to get them to pre-register, and we give them incentives to pre-register, which some of the kids, when they get there on Wednesday morning and they walk in the building and they see what some of these young people that pre-registered start getting door prizes right off the top, maybe next year they'll say, well, hey, I want to do this too.
Right.
Because that's what I do from the beginning to the end. I'm giving out door prizes. I might catch somebody walking and seeing how they do a good gesture, open the door, move out the way to let a grown up get by. Things, we don't reward our children enough.
Mm-hmm.
We criticize what they do, but we don't really award them. And that's one of the cycles that even when I'm counseling little young married, when couples getting ready to get married, I tell them, you must give the kids the right to be a kid. And I know that for a fact. I got an 11-year-old, and Lord help me somebody. She is smart as a whip. She's way, like most of the elderly people tell her she weighs above her time, and she's been here
Mm-hmm.
before. I don't know about all that, but Hope is a handful. She's smart, 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 and she knows how to work daddy's nerves.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me post this up again, JD, and let everyone know that your flyer is here up front, and it's saying it's going to be Wednesday, July 14th. This Wednesday's coming.
Yes.
Save Our Children. Children in Motion Inc. Is handling this, and we are saving our future with a hand up, not a hand out. And
Amen.
it's free admission. You're gonna have keynote speakers, right?
Yes, sir. We have, matter of fact, we're going to have speakers not only from the courthouse, but in other agencies. We got federal judges come to speak. We got
Okay.
federal attorneys come to speak. We have different people to come to assure our children that what they're doing, our children can do too.
Right. And the age is from 7 to 18 years old.
Yes.
The lunch is provided, people. Listen, the lunch is provided. So you don't have to have any money to bring, you have the kids to get in and experience the function of how our courthouse operates. You're going to be able to sit in. They're going to meet in the jury impounding room,
Yes, sir.
And that starts at 9 o'clock, 9 in the morning until 4 p.m. And we're gonna meet in the Jefferson County Courthouse, a jury impounding room.
Yes.
There's going to be grand prizes, door prizes, and also parents. You are welcome to join your kids as well. Because some of us don't know have never been in the courthouse. Have never been
Right.
in. Don't know the function of the court system. Hey, I'm one of them. Okay, so that's going to be Wednesday, July 14th. Good experience. These kids need to experience this. It's a great experience, and Davey, you doing a wonderful job with this.
Well,
With
Tony,
Save Our
let
Children.
me say this. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I must say this. The doors open at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, 8 a.m.
Which
so they can
means
time
the
to get them
doors,
in there.
not the program starts at 9. I'm giving, you know how we're in school, how you can be supposed to be to school at 7:45, but they give you a grace period till 8.
Yeah.
Well, I'm giving a grace period to 9:10.
Uh-huh.
After 9:10, if you don't have a legitimate excuse on why you late, I'm not letting them in. And I'm gonna tell you why. I used to have a problem with people coming to the event only at the time to eat and to get the door prizes, because the door prize finale starts at about 2:15 that evening. Okay, all the touring is done, that's when we start getting to the nitty gritty, and we on a time schedule to make sure that when those parents get there, listen, parents, when I say be there at 3:45, I don't mean getting there at 4:15. At 3:45, we need you to be there to pick up your child. I expect, like I said, we have a whole bunch of door prizes, and what I do is I do just like the fireworks. When it gets the closer it gets to time for them to leave, the more door prizes I give. For an example, if Tony, you was one of the participants, I would ask you, I would say, okay, Mr. Tony Renfro, um, it's your time to answer this question. And if you answer this question, you can pick 6 of your new friends that you've met to get awards also. So Tony answers the question, he can pick 6 of his new friends to also get door prizes. Y'all understand?
Mm-hmm.
So by doing it that way, everybody should have a door prize. And the kids, one of the greatest things I love about this is the friendship, how they leave with each other numbers and things of that nature. We give notepads to everybody. And the reason why we give them notepads and pencils, when they go and talk to these judges and these different attorneys and these different department heads, they might say, well, this might be one of the questions that Pastor Roberts asks. So the kids have notepads where they can take notes. They can write down things. They can even ask the judges and stuff for phone numbers. The last, which was 19, when we did 19, I posted a lot of the pictures from 19 on Facebook. We got the alligator man coming back. Hello, somebody. I invited a Christian motorcycle group to come, depending on the weather. I asked other different agencies to come, which some of them is gonna be surprised. Some of the kids will be surprised to see these individuals that come. But that's what it's all about. It's about giving them an atmosphere to be comfortable to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have lost that zeal to teach our kids with a smile on the face. You know, when we were in school, if the teacher was frowning, we frown. Matter of fact, we might just walk out the class. Tony, you remember them days, don't you?
Hey.
But no, guys, I really enjoy seeing our youth learn and enjoy learning. And that's what it's all about. We have to continue to teach our kids that this too shall pass. And the Bible says we have not because we ask not.
Mm-hmm.
So what I try to do is get them to understand that what I'm doing is not just to do, but it's for them to be better at what they do. And when somebody say the courthouse, don't say, no, I ain't going there. Because, you know, I found out the stigma still lives. You say courthouse, they say jailhouse.
Mm.
Well, that don't stand with me. You say courthouse, I say opportunity. And the kids need to know about all those jobs they have at the courthouse. It's not just for bad people.
Mm-hmm.
It's for good people too. So my hope and prayer is that the kids that come out, because I really don't care. If I got 100 kids, you know what that means? They're gonna be going home with 20 or 30 door prizes. That's what that means.
Because I know, Tweet, where you do it big. You do it big.
For real though.
I was just about to
Hey,
say when you said something about SOC, I was gonna say, go ahead, JD, and tell them about the other benefits and things you do around the community and delivering meat and banquets and appreciation things to let people know. I mean, it's not just Know Your County Courthouse. It's
no.
all sorts of accolades and banquets and benefits and just overall community involvement, making sure that the people have somebody in a place that they can go to that's genuinely concerned. But we didn't get into that yet. Go ahead, JD, give us a little rundown.
Okay. Let me give y'all something. This is my office, and I'm just to give y'all a peep how my office look. Y'all ready?
We
Yeah,
are.
that's great.
We ready.
Just all sorts of stuff. Ready to go.
Pee-wee, you need a warehouse.
I
Thank
have
you.
we have 5 storage, brother. I
Uh-huh.
got 5 storages right now full with stuff. My vehicle, my truck is in outside full with stuff. I believe when you give kids and show them appreciation, they go give it back to you.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to give it to them. We can't keep fussing at them without blessing them. Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zone to let them know that they're welcome in our comfort zone. And I think that by doing that, I tell you what amazes me, what makes me feel so good. When I go different places and I run into these young people and they come running up to me and say, Rev, man, I'm so glad I listened to you. Rev, I'm so glad I quit doing what I used to do. Rev, that's a feeling. That's a feeling that I can't even describe. I ran into some young men the other night, man, and I was at Papa Do's going to get something to get for me and my wife. And the young man told me, he says, Pastor, he says, here. And I say, what's that? He says, a gift card. A gift card. He said, yeah, I noticed you being in the restaurant getting something to go. And I just remembered how you helped me and my mom and them when we didn't have nothing. So here's a $50 gift card. Things like that, man, makes it all worthwhile. Don't get me wrong. I'm not doing it for that. But when a young man that done got a job that's doing good, oh, by the way, I got 3 children. What? You got children? Man, what woman that you bamboozled? No. But it gives me a joy to see these young people change. And don't get me wrong, y'all. Tony knows me as PeeWee. Hello. And PeeWee wasn't always the man I am today, and I'm still under construction. But it ain't about me. It's about saving our children. That's what it's about. So if you got any of my past things you want to talk about, guess what? Talk about them. Because I admit or deny, and most likely you might be on to something. But at the end of the day, I know that only what you do for Christ will last.
Last.
That's
Amen.
Hello,
right.
somebody.
Amen. That's
Yeah.
right.
Amen.
So that's just like Tony right now with this. You guys are doing a fantastic job at what y'all doing to make people aware of what's going on in our community. And I'd say kudos to y'all to keep on doing what you're doing. Don't put it in neutral. Keep your foot on the pedal. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if it wasn't for you guys, a lot of things that happen in our area, nobody would know about. Because most people have their certain little clique that they want. And they on pause, all right, but nobody else is on with them. If y'all understand my drift. So I take my hat off to you. Oh, look at that hair. Oh, let me put it back on. Even curly hair get messed up sometimes. Y'all know what I mean. But on a serious note, man, I think that you guys are doing a fantastic job. I encourage you to continue to make a difference in our community. You know, I have an old saying: you will never ever influence the world by trying to be like it. You will never you won't influence nobody. Why? Because everybody be doing the same thing. And I think what you guys have done has took what God has given you and took it to a higher level. And I'm very appreciative of that. I never really got a chance to let y'all know just how proud I am of how y'all have continued to maintain the excellence phase you're doing with what you have to work with.
Right.
So again, kudos to you guys. Keep on doing what y'all doing, man. Don't let nobody discourage you. You know, I get discouraged a lot. I took a woman some meat. I took her 7 days meat, 7 days worth of meat. I gave her steaks. I gave her salmon, tilapia, drumsticks, thighs. What else? Potatoes, can of corn, about 4 cans of corn. And you know what that woman asked me? She asked me, was that all? Now, she got 2 kids. And I gave her enough meat to last them for at least a week to 2 weeks. She could have changed meat every day. But I gave her so much meat, she could have lived on chicken like we used to for a whole week. But she asked me that. And
wow.
I got in my vehicle, and as I was going down the street, it hit me. How dare her to ask me such a question? And then God told me, he says, I'm glad you didn't say nothing because you'd have made me mad.
Yeah.
Are y'all hearing me?
Yeah.
See, I'd have made him mad if I'd have said something because she didn't ask for it. Somebody just told me she was in need. Are y'all feeling me? See, a lot of people are in need, but they don't know how to ask for help, and they'll turn off somebody if somebody was simple-minded to get upset about what they say. So that's just one example on some of the things that I go through with helping some of the people in our area. It's a strange business, y'all. A lot of times I want to quit, but God didn't call me to be a quitter.
That's right.
So I can't. I'm addicted to trying to make a difference in people's lives, and I'm not apologizing for it.
There we go.
I'm not apologizing. So my thing again is, I hope, Tony, you said you was gonna be there. Tony.
Yes, sir.
You said you was gonna be there.
Yes, sir. I'll be there. I can't stay long, but I'll be there. Okay.
No, Tony. We ain't talking about time right now. Let's first get you there.
I get there.
Okay. You said you was gonna be there, and come, Tony, because I would like you to just expound on what you do to the young men and ladies, because the older kids, their first trip is in the jury panel room. They don't leave. We get the kids to moving around because the excitement of moving around is for the kids. But the older kids need to be governed in a way that they have thoughts of doing something other than. Am I making sense to you?
Yeah.
Because when you do that with the kids, then you understand that they want it. But if we don't put it in their faces, instead of letting the computer games and all this stuff, Nintendo, whatever they be playing now, they on those games 24/7. They right there at home, not doing nothing but playing a game. Well, in them games, people get shot and killed. So their mental intellect is that, okay, I'm going to shoot him. But when you shoot him, that's a choice. And then you have the consequences after your choice. So what I'm trying to do, because I just had 2 of my SOC kids, one killed the other one. And it hurt me so bad because both of them was doing so well. But the enemy is busy. And we have to continue to tell our kids that this is real life that we're in. And we can't continue to deal with life the way it is on TV.
That's right.
Yes, sir. And I would invite y'all for some of this barbecue on fish to put on. But due to the fact y'all didn't say nothing about helping me bring the groceries in when I was bringing them in, Tony, when you first got a hold of me, I was bringing stuff in, and Tony didn't say, "Hey man, you need any help? I would be there to help you, but I ain't there." So I'm sorry. Now you never did that.
I would stretch my arms out there to you, my brother.
Oh no. Well, I
Hey,
used to go here and put some barbecue together for my wife. I went and got me another little smoky because I gave my 2 smokies to the homeless people.
yeah.
Because if I'm gonna continue to bring them meat, like I told the guy, I done bought your seasoning. I keep bringing you meat. I bought you one. I bought them one smoky, and somebody took it, so I went and took them 2 today. So they got their smokies, they got their meat, they got their seasoning. So when I bring them meat now, they can't complain about once you go buy me a hamburger. Now you got meat, cook it. I even bought them a cooler so they can keep their meat in. So we still got the homeless, and we still need to help the homeless, y'all.
All right. Pastor J.D.Roberts, everybody, from Save Our Children. And let's also remember that join us at the Jefferson County Courthouse Wednesday, July the 14th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Bring your children. I'll make sure they have ID. You have ID when you drop your kids off. Parents, you're welcome. We're going to have door prizes. Lunch is provided. The age group is from 7 to 18 years old. Learn what really goes on at the Jefferson County Courthouse. Join Pastor J.D.Roberts and his staff Wednesday at the Jefferson County Courthouse right here in Beaumont, Texas. And we thank you, Pastor. We thank you for joining us tonight, and we appreciate your accepting our invitation. And I'm going to let Francis close us out. Francis, we have a special guest on Tuesday or not?
As of right now, I'm not sure who we got.
I don't know, but I have it ready for tomorrow so we can post it up. Yes, so we can work and produce it. Okay. With that being said, you can close out. Thank you, Brother Roberts.
Thank you, and Miss Francis. You're welcome to come and help as well.
You know, I work down there. I work at the sheriff's department.
Well,
so
of course you'll be there. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for volunteering. What size shirt you wear? You say?
Actually, I wear a medium.
Well, I will have a medium T-shirt for you with your name on it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so
thank you.
Cousin Zena and tell Zena, say, hey, look, I understand that we have something going on, and JD always have a couple of bellies or something in the room, but I'm going to wear my shirt, and I'm going to help them. And thank you.
You are so welcome. And I think what you're doing for the community is outstanding. I do fully believe that the youth are the foundation to our community. And while we're talking to our city council, and as we're moving and our children are moving throughout and deciding where they want to lay their head, it is important that they feel that they're important to the embedding of the city. So by you offering that program, I think that's a great asset. So I think everybody should get involved, and I think it's brilliant. So we appreciate you and what you're doing in the community, and we ask that you continue to do so.
Well, thank you so much. And you guys remember one thing. God loves you, and I do too, and you can't do nothing about it.
That's right.
All right now.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Bye now.
Thank you for watching Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. Be sure to like and subscribe to all Knowledge is Power social media pages.